Hello, welcome to November 11th daily instructional video. Today we're going to be starting doing our research information on the background information to the Odyssey. First, before we get started on that, I need you to go back to Google Classroom, go to the Google form. Make sure you've read over the Ban the Bag article, and you're going to answer these editing and revising questions. Make sure you're looking at how to correctly write sentences 17 and 18. So you're going to combine these two sentences together. So go ahead and pause the video and complete your warm-up on your Google form in Google Classroom. Okay, so we're looking at how to combine 17 and 18. So the sentence is, and because most plastic bags are made of polyethylene, a product derived from crude oil and natural gas, they waste non-renewable resources. So we can see that this is an incomplete thought. This is an independent clause. So we need to find a way to pull these two clauses together. So let's look at the choices. If we look at this choice, and because most plastic bags are made of polyethylene, a product derived from crude oil or natural gas, they waste non-renewable sources. So what do we notice about this clause up here? We see that there is an awubis up here. That's one of your subordinating conjunctions, and those come at the beginning of a dependent clause. So we know that this is a dependent clause. And like have we practiced in our warm-ups, a product derived from crude oil or natural gas. This is extra information that we don't really need. But if we keep it in the sentence and we need to put commas before it and then after it, so that's what this answer choice did. And then it added the independent clause. So right now, F is looking like the best choice. But we're going to make sure we read everything. So I'm going to put a check there just to make sure that I come back to it. Okay, let's look at G. And most plastic bags are made of polyethylene. We don't have an awubis. They took away the because. So this is an independent clause. We know this is the extra information that they're giving us. And this is an independent clause. But how do we join two independent clauses? We either join it with a comma and a coordinating conjunction, a semicolon, or we use a period. So this is not done correctly. So I know that this is not the correct answer. All right, let's look at H to see how they fix this. Okay, they don't have an awubis and a subordinating conjunction. They just have most plastic bags. We have this, they turn this into the dependent clause, which are made from polyethylene. It's a restrictive clause. But if we were to add this clause and this clause together, it doesn't make sense. Most plastic bags wasting non-renewable sources. So this is a sentence fragment, so this is not going to work. And then J, the sentences are written correctly. Well, we know that's not true because we think F is the correct answer. So now we've confirmed it by eliminating all the answer choices below. So I'm going to go ahead and change my check into the circle, and F is going to be my correct answer. All right, so you're going to be working, since you're face-to-face, since you were remote, you are going to be working independently on your project. The class they'll be working with a partner. And so I'm going to skip this slide as far as rules go, but whenever you do come back, know that these are some of the rules that you will be expected to do whenever you work into a group. All right, so you're going to go to Google Classroom, and we're going to go through the the Odyssey background research information, and you're going to look at your topics, and then you're going to go to the Wakelet to find the articles over your topic. And today only you're going to be doing your questions and doing your research, taking notes, answering questions. So let me go to Google Classroom to show you what that looks like. When you go to classwork, excuse me. There, excuse me. There is a face-to-face one, so make sure you don't click on this. Make sure you click the one that says RL only, remote learner only. Let's see. So it tells you today you're going to be researching your topics. You have 2 topics to research: the Trojan War and Poseidon. Those are the 2 all remote students will be working on. Today only, you're just taking the notes and answering questions over the topics you'll be researching, which are these are your 2 topics. And these questions are located in the instructions. Make sure you take your notes on page 2, the directions, which I'll show you that. And then once you read over your questions, you'll click on the Wakelet and find your topics. All right, so let's look at this assignment here with the directions. Excuse me. All right, so here is your Odyssey background research. It has been assigned today. It will be due on Monday the 16th, and the last late date is the 17th. This is worth a test grade. This is a test grade, so it's a perfect opportunity for you to boost your average and make a really good grade. You're going to be graded on the information on your slides and then your works cited slide. Okay, so your topic will be, you're doing the Trojan War and Poseidon. So when you do the research on the Trojan War, you're going to give it like a brief summary of what the Trojan War is, and you're going to make sure you include talking about who is Helen of Troy and who is Paris, Prince Paris of Troy, and what is the significance of the Trojan War. So today you'll be going to the Wakelet, clicking on the link about the Trojan War and reading that information and discovering it. You'll also look at Poseidon and who he is and what it is he's the god of, who is his family, and one myth about him. So you'll just summarize a myth and put it into a slide. All right, and I'll show you what that looks like. So over here is where today you're taking notes. So just as you research information, start typing your notes like you would put them into your Google slide. Make sure you do not plagiarize. Do not just go to a website, copy and paste. If I find any plagiarizing going on, it will just be a 0. And it's really easy to find out if you've plagiarized. I can run it through our plagiarizer thing and it will tell me. So you need to make sure that you read the information in articles, then you paraphrase the information into your own words, and that you're taking the notes, answering all the questions. So make sure you do answer all these questions. Okay, so let's go to the Wakelet. Oops. So here's the Wakelet. Okay, when you get here, you'll go down to the Trojan Horse story. That's part of what you'll need to read. It talks about the Trojan War. So the first 3 here are going to be covering the Trojan War. Here's about the Trojan Horse. This is about Paris, and this is about Helen. So that will get you started there. And then you're supposed to do Poseidon. So if you click on this one, Greek gods and goddesses, and it'll take you, let's go ahead and click on that one. And then you can find Poseidon here, click on his name, and then read the information about him. Here's some facts about him, and you can find a myth about him, a story about him too. Okay. Alrighty, and this is kind of what your I'm showing an example of what tomorrow you're going to be doing, and then is taking that information and putting it into a slide. So here's an example of Iris. And let me present. So this is an example of Iris, the goddess of chaos, strife, and discord. So it answers the questions about who she is, who her parents are, any other information that questions were asking about her. And then this is the myth about her, and it's kind of a long myth. And remember, you're putting it into your own words, and you're telling the most significant parts of the myth. She's responsible for when she didn't feel like she was invited to a wedding. She had the golden apple, which labeled to the fairest, knowing it would cause trouble and strife among the goddesses. And then you had these three goddesses, Hera, Athena, Aphrodite, who want this apple. They believe it belongs to them, and they fight over it. And then they end up getting Zeus to try to decide who the apple belongs to, but he wouldn't. So he had Paris, Prince of Troy, make the judgment, and eventually Paris picks Helen. I'm sorry, picks between the three. They try to bribe him about who. They try to bribe him by giving him things like Hera promised him power and wealth. Athena promised him glory and war, and Aphrodite promises him the most beautiful woman, and he picks Aphrodite so that he can have Helen. And later, when he meets Helen, he steals her away from her husband, and that's what provokes the war. So it all started with a golden apple. And that's all that you have to do. And then other than you have to do your works cited page, and I'll show you how to do that as well. This is a major points here, 20 points there, I believe. And the wakelet, go back to the wakelet. There is that's slide citation. Here's your citation machine. So you'll just need to make sure you keep copies of go back and click on the links. And when you click on this, all you have to do is drop your link in from where you got your information, and it helps create the works cited slide, and you'll just cut and paste it into the Google slide. So if you have any problems with any of the articles, or finding information, you can go out beyond these articles. These are here just to guide you. But if you want to go out and do some more research, you definitely can use outside here. Just make sure you use a reliable source. Do not use Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a reliable source. All right, and I think that covers you for today. So again, today you are just taking notes. You're looking at your questions and taking notes today, and then tomorrow you will create your slides. If you want to today, you could start looking up pictures for your slides to include and just save those pictures for when you're ready to do your slides. And I will post the link for the slides tomorrow. All right, and I hope this is helpful. I'll have a Google Meet today, so if you have any questions, make sure you jump on those Google Meets. I have a new time, 12 to 12:30, and that's my new time, and then a normal 2:50 to 3:20. So I look forward to seeing what your projects look like. Have a good day.